These are the only 3 steps that you will ever have to take if you want to start and scale your SMMA. Now, I know that this might go against what a lot of people say, a lot of gurus tell you, they tell you to do your morning routine, your meditation, yada, 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 a bunch of fucking bullshit. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. It's a bunch of bullshit, okay? Because ultimately, success boils down to doing the thing that will get you the thing you want, right? So it boils down to doing the input required in order to get the output you want. So if you want to get X results, you have to do Y input. And so if you do not do Y input, you will not get X results. And so the same in SMMA, there's only a few things that actually help you make more money. And those 3 things happen to be getting leads, booking appointments, and closing deals. Now, I know that this might, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Let me break these 3 down for you, okay? Why they're important, why it matters, how to do them, and why everything else is thrown out the window, okay? Because if we boil getting to 10K, okay, how are you going to get to 10K? Like, if your goal is to get to a 10K per month agency, how are you going to get to a 10K per month agency? Well, let's boil it down. Well, you need to, you need to have an offer. You need to get out to clients. You need to talk to people. You need to get people to jump on calls. You need to sell people. You need to make money. So it's like, okay, in order to make money, we need to get people to talk to. And then we need to get those people that we talk to book a call with us to talk to us further. And then we need to close them so they can pay us so we can service them. That is ultimately how you make money, right? There's no tweaking your website, updating your logo, figuring out your name, messing around in GoLevel or in Zapier or in Google Sheets or in any other automation software will not actually make you more money. Sitting in a Discord server will not make you more money. Watching YouTube videos will not make you more money. Reading books will not inherently make you more money. So if we want to actually make more money, we have to do the things required in order to make more money. And in SMMA, that just so happens to be getting leads, booking appointments, and closing deals. So let's talk about getting leads. Okay. Number uno. You got to get leads. You can't just not have people to reach out to. Okay? I don't care what platform you're on, you have to get leads. Now, whether you use a scraper or whether you use a manual scraping or you buy a list or you are cold calling and use Google search, it doesn't matter. You have to get leads. And you have to get a ton of them so you don't have to stop halfway through your outreach session and fuck around and scrape more leads again. So get it done and then start sending your messages. Start calling your leads. Start emailing people, right? It's like you're not going to scrape one lead, send one message. It's very inefficient in terms of actually doing outreach. So get a bunch of people at once and then message them throughout the week, right? So maybe on Sunday you scrape 3,000 leads and then throughout the week you send 3,000 DMs. There you go. That is an adequate way to get leads. Okay, so that's number uno. You got to get leads. Some people, it's like it doesn't get in their head. It's like you got to get leads. You got to get people to talk to you. You can't just expect to make money when you don't reach out to people, and you have to get a lot of them. Okay, because despite how much I could say that there's so many other things involved, this is partly a numbers game. There's no denying that it is a numbers game, and so you need to get a ton of leads. Okay, because the more leads you get, the more chances you get. Alrighty, let's move on to number 2. You got to book appointments. It's as simple as that. You got to book appointments. Now let's break it down. Why do people book appointments? Why do people jump on a call with you? Well, they jump on a call with you is if they are curious to learn what you have to offer and if they trust you in any way, shape, or form that makes them think that your service will benefit them, right? If people think that your service could benefit them, they truly think that, and there's someone interested, they will hop on a call. So it simply boils down to creating enough curiosity to make somebody want to learn more, and then building up enough trust to make them actually want to commit to learning more. Because people, you have to have both. You can't just have one or the other, right? It's a fucking binary thing. It's like you gotta have both. You gotta have both of them. You can't just have one. You can't have curiosity but no trust. That will not, then people will be like, I'm good. I don't really trust it. But you can't have a bunch of trust and no curiosity, because then people will say, oh, thank you for your offer. It's amazing, but we really appreciate your hustle. Yeah, we really like what you're doing, but we're not interested. Right? No curious enough. So it's like, if they're not curious enough, they'll hit you with something with that. If they don't trust you, they just won't answer you or they'll tell you to fuck off. So it's like, depending on what the answer you're getting, you know what variable you need to change and what you need to do in order to get to where you want to go. Okay, so that's number 2. You got to book appointments. Number 3, you got to close deals. Right? So once you're booking a steady and consistent amount of appointments, you just got to close them at this point. There's no fancy schmancy here. It's like, you got to close them. How do you close them? Well, I mean, I don't want to sit here and give a whole Jeremy Lee Minor masterclass because that wouldn't do it justice, because I'm nowhere near as good as him. Okay, and I'm not fucking amazing at sales by any means or by any metric at all. I'm not good at it whatsoever. Okay, but I have happened to be able to communicate. Sales is communication, and I've been able to communicate to people that I want to help them, and they thought that, hey, what I want to help them with could help them, right? So like, I've been able to communicate how I want to help them and what I will do to help them, and then they've been able to trust me and take me up on the offer, and that's how I've closed deals. It's it's simple. People make sales to be this crazy thing. It's not. It's really not as crazy as people make it out to be. It is literally you communicating with somebody else. And it's that simple. So one last thing I want to boil down, because, all this is important and all, but let's chat a little further. Let's look at your schedule. Let's look at your day. Let's see how can you make yourself more efficient. Well, if we look at my schedule, for example, the second I wake up, my bed's behind me here, as you can see. The second that I wake up, I go to the kitchen. I turn my kettle on, whatever it's called, boiler, whatever the fuck. I go to the shower. I jump in the shower. I get out of the shower. I go grab my coffee. I sit down at my desk and I start working. There's very little time wasted from waking to working. And that's because there's shit to do. And so I'm not fucking around meditating in the morning, because as much as meditating might be great, meditating doesn't make me more money. And so if my sole goal is to make more money, I will not make more money meditating. Now, I'm not saying, there's plenty of other reasons and good reasons to meditate. We're talking about purely making money. Purely from a making money standpoint, that is what you should do, right? If your primary sole goal is to make money, why are you fucking around meditating in the morning? Go to work. That is what's going to make you money, so do the thing required in order to get to where you want to go. You got to do the inputs, right? You got to do the inputs. You can't have the outputs if you don't do the inputs. So I get up and I get to work, because that's what I need to do in order to make money. And it's that simple. So I would urge you guys to focus on the tasks that matter. In your agency, these are the only 3 things that matter. Right? These are the only 3 things. The only 3 things that matter. Nothing else matters. Your logo, your name, your website, your VSL, your landing. None of that shit matters. It matters getting leads, booking appointments, closing deals. So you got to get people to talk to. You got to talk to them and convince them to jump on a call with you because you actually want to help them. And you got to make them feel like you want to help them. Make sure what you're helping them with is actually worthy, and then get paid. It's simple. It's not easy. Okay, I'll say that till the day I die. It's simple. It's not easy. It's simple to do this. It's not easy. Right? It's why so many people fail. But people overcomplicate it too. A lot of you probably overcomplicate it. This is what SMMA is. This is what it boils down to. This is what makes somebody successful versus not. Okay? Somebody who only focuses on these 3 things in a day versus somebody who focuses on 8 other things, the guy who focuses on the 3 will always make more money. Because he's doing the work required. Right? This is the work required. Your logo, your VSL, your landing page, your content. That's not required. This is required. Okay? So purely from a making money standpoint, this is what you need to do. I hope this video served you well. I hope you found some value and got some clarity in your direction and your sense of where you're going in SMMA. And I wish you the best of luck. If you have any questions, comment down below. I answer every single person. Until next time. Peace. It didn't fucking end.